Welcome to the Know Before You Go Travel Show, where we share all the latest travel tips, tricks, and insights to make your next vacation the best one yet. So sit back, relax, grab a cocktail, and enjoy the show with Penyak Travel's George Penyak and our senior travel consultant, Janet Penyak.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
We're back. This is our first podcast of 2019. We're super excited. We know it's really late. It's this 12th, and it's kind of sad that this is our first one.
Yeah.
But you were under the weather.
Yeah, I've had this cold that has been hard to shake for over 2 weeks, so.
Yeah, and it's okay. I mean.
Yeah. But I didn't want to do a podcast sounding like crap. So.
You had the funk, and you said you didn't want people to.
Well, because I wouldn't listen to myself like that.
It was like a sinus infection or something.
Yeah.
But we still could have brought some great content, though.
Yeah, okay.
You're good behind the mic no matter what. No matter how you sound. It's all about the information.
Okay.
Well, anyways, we're super pumped. It's 2019. We hope everyone's resolutions are holding up. If you made it 12 days with your New Year's resolution, you probably made it longer than probably 90% of Americans.
Yeah, I think so.
I think people bail on them within, I don't know, a couple, about 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, they're going to start falling off. Well, I hope you're holding on to yours. And I hope No Resolution is listening to more podcasts.
Yeah, there you go.
One thing, too, before we jump into Bora Bora, because this is episode 3 of our 3-part series on Tahiti. The coolest trick ever. Like, I got so excited the other day when I was we were in the kitchen, and I found out, I got an email saying that we're on Alexa now. And so I had to try this. So I literally said, hey, Alexa, play the Know Before You Go Travel Show podcast. And voila.
And it started playing.
It started playing. Our voices came out on Alexa.
It's kind of weird to me, but,
That was
whatever.
the coolest thing for me. That was like the highlight of my week when that popped up on our Alexa.
Yeah.
So if you have an Alexa, give it a try if you want to listen to us. Serenade you while you're cooking or something in the kitchen, wherever you have your Alexa. I don't know. I was kind of geeking out. I get excited about little things.
Yep.
Anyway, so let's jump into the podcast, though. So episode 3 of our 3-part series on Tahiti. You went without me. I think if any of our listeners were listening to episode 1 and 2 of this series, they'd be well aware of that. So now there were 3 things you wanted to cover, like kind of high level, like for the audience there. What are the main 3 things you wanted to cover about Bora Bora? Because this is the best of the best.
Yeah. Well, first off, I just want to say it really is the most amazing place I've ever been. It is so beautiful there. It is very different than the Caribbean, and, one would think, is it worth, the long flight time and how expensive it is? In my opinion, it absolutely is. It's a bucket list trip. It needs to be on your bucket list. I highly recommend it. I can't say enough good things about it. So, it started off, I always say you should end in Bora Bora, especially because, you want that to be the last thing that you remember in your finale. But we went, and it was in kind of the middle of the trip, but we flew from Tahiti to Bora Bora and took a boat so the airport's on like its own little island, and then took a boat from the airport to the first resort that we checked in at, which was the Le Meridian.
So that's really cool. So you actually take a boat once you get to these smaller islands that surround Tahiti, you take like a boat.
Oh, yeah. And
you don't take like a car transfer. You have to
Right.
literally boat your way over to the next.
Right. And the
That's
airport
awesome.
is on its own little private island. Yeah. There's nothing else there. All the resorts have boats, and they come and pick you up.
So there's an airstrip on an island.
Yeah.
With literally a hut. You said like the actual airport itself where you check in, it was just a hut.
Well, no, that was a different one.
That was a different one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This one is, they at least have like 2 shops in there. It's a little bit bigger, but
It's actually an airport. Okay. 2 shops.
yeah, 2 shops. Yeah, and then like 1 check-in counter. So it wasn't bad, but it's a very small airport.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on its own little private island, and when you're landing and you just see the colors of the water, it's incredible because you think, oh, I've seen plenty of beautiful water down in the Caribbean,
Which we have. Yeah, we see a lot of the water. Yep.
but nothing like that.
Really?
Yes.
So it's worth. So see that was my thing. Is like, is the flight worth it? Because that's such a brutal flight. We get asked that a lot. Like, hey, is that overnight flight typically worth it? Because I don't like overnight flights, but
Right.
sometimes you got to do that to get to some of the most exotic places in the
Right.
world.
Yeah, you do, and it absolutely 100% is worth it. So the first stop that we checked into the Le Meridian Hotel.
So talk about that. Out of it, you were there for like
I was only there for 2 nights.
No, but the entire stay in Tahiti was, what, 9 nights?
Oh, yeah.
And you said this was your favorite?
Yes.
Are you taking me back there?
Yes, we are going to go back.
Excellent. We're going back this year.
Yes, we are.
Probably in October, right?
Yeah, I think October.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get some super good content.
Yes, we definitely will.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I really liked about the Le Meridian Hotel in their overwater bungalows, which is different than the others, is all the others, they have, like a small window, that looks in the floor that looks down to the ocean. They call that a Tahitian TV, by the way.
Really? The Tahitian
Yeah.
TV?
Right.
The glass floor
Yeah.
so you can see under the water.
Yeah.
In your overwater bungalow.
Right. Yeah. They call it a Tahitian TV because you can just sit there and watch the marine life and stuff. So
Speaking of TV real quick, how was the TV there? How was the quality? Were they like satellite or something? Or
I actually never turned on a TV when I was there.
That's kind of nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just had to ask. I don't know.
It's kind of weird actually thinking about it. Yeah. I never turned on a TV when I was there. So I don't know.
For 9 nights?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't watch much TV as it is, so I'm not surprised.
Well,
but...
that first place I went, it was very rustic. I don't even think there was a TV in the room. But yeah, I did not watch any TV. That's kind of weird, actually. Well, I usually just look at my phone and see what's going on in the world, and then go about my business. Yeah. So,
yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. So the Tahitian TV. So you said La Morada had one of the best ones.
Le Meridian.
Le Meridian. Sorry, I didn't go. I don't know these things.
Well, that's a big hotel brand.
Well, see, that's why you're the travel agent.
Yeah,
I'm the show
and that's
host.
why you're not. Yeah. So the Le Meridian Hotel. So they had the best in the bungalows. They had the best windows because they were the largest. And that's one thing I noticed. And I'll kind of talk briefly on all the different resorts that I visited when I was there in Bora Bora. But I loved their bungalows the best because they had the biggest windows, so you could see more down there.
Yeah.
But that was a beautiful resort. We checked in and they took us around, and they actually have a sea turtle hospital there.
Oh, that's cool because a lot of they have. I've seen the videos where you have so many sea turtles that are they are born on the beach,
or they
break out of the egg and then they get to the waters, and they do that, right?
Well, yeah, they do that there, but this is a hospital, so they bring in injured sea turtles from all over French Polynesia and bring them here to rehabilitate them, and then they eventually let them go, release them back into the wild. And so we got to tour the Sea Turtle Hospital, and that was really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a fun excursion to set up for somebody.
Yeah, and I think, and you don't even have to, set up an excursion to go do it. It's right there at the resort.
Yeah.
But I think this resort's really good for families because of that, too, because a lot of kids would love that.
That'd be a very memorable experience for a kid, which would be really cool.
Yeah, and every day they take them out into the little lagoon on the resort that they have blocked off and let them swim in there, and it's a really cool experience to see that, and I think that resort's a great resort for families, partially because of that. So,
what was the speaking of families? What do you think the ratio was at that resort, or let's talk overall ratio of families to couples? What was the overall ratio then at that specific resort? I mean, how many were couples and how many were families?
Well, I actually was pretty surprised by the amount of families that I did see there and the amount of little kids, because I have always thought that that's just a couple's place. Families don't go all the way to Bora Bora, with their kids. But I was surprised. I would say it was about 50-50.
50-50. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
It was just couples and then, some just families. Now, most of the accommodations, or especially in the overwater bungalows at the Le Meridian, it only holds 2 people. So if you took a family there, then you would be in one of the beachside bungalows. But those are really nice. They've got a private pool. I mean, it's beautiful. So
yeah, I was going to say the overwater bungalows, I remember you mentioned they weren't as family friendly as some of the other properties that were on land.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So not at the Le Meridian. So if you want an overwater bungalow and you're traveling with a family, then you probably would not stay at the Le Meridian. You would look at maybe the Intercontinental has some great family options.
And I'd imagine, too, because of safety reasons.
Yes.
I mean, they don't
That was actually brought up whenever we were on another island there in Moorea, that, they don't allow kids over or under 12 years old in the overwater bungalows.
That makes total sense to me. I mean, you don't want the kid, like an 8-year-old walking around the could potentially be not unmonitored, but potentially just kind of stray from the mom and dad's vision, and they're on the deck of the overwater bungalow, and poof, they go over. Yeah, you wouldn't want that. So that makes a lot of sense that they keep it couples only, adults only. It makes total sense. Something to note, though, because I think a lot of families that would think they could travel there and they see that and they want to go, they're going to,
you can get it. It's just not at the Le Meridian. They don't have it. Yeah, you can get it at like the Intercontinental. The St. Regis has it. Four Seasons have them. It's just not at Le Meridian. You can't get the family bungalows.
Was Le Meridian your favorite stop out of them all? I can't remember what you said the favorite one was.
I really liked it just because the floor in the bungalow. So that, I think...
Tahitian TV.
Yeah, it just made it... Well, we were FaceTiming that morning. And
oh, yeah, that was
and
awesome.
I was showing you my floor. And he was like, oh my gosh, look down there. Do you see what's down there? And there was a huge stingray.
Yeah.
And, so you just see stuff like that. And with the other bungalows, so the next night we stayed at the St. Regis, which is a beautiful property as well. But the floor, there was only a small window, maybe 12 inches by 12, like a foot.
Oh,
yeah. So
yeah, that's not much of a...
Yeah, you don't see that much.
It's not the wow factor.
No.
If you're going to go all the way if you're going to go that far, get the wow factor.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. So actually kind of funny at the Le Meridian, I had a gecko in my room. Remember me telling you about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like chirping all night.
Oh,
yeah. Kind of
yeah.
interesting.
Well, that's part of it. I mean, you have the wildlife there. It's very lush with wildlife. And I guess that's probably
they sent someone to look for it to try to get it out, but they couldn't find it because he's hiding. So.
Was it open air?
No, it's not open air.
He just snuck in there?
He slipped in. But see, they have blinds that you can open, just the wooden blinds.
Yeah.
And so if you open that, and then you get a really nice breeze in your room from that. I think he just when it came in from that. So
just want to get out of the sun a little bit.
I guess, yeah. So that was interesting.
Maybe get some room service.
Yeah. But I definitely like the Le Meridian. Very peaceful property. Actually, all of the places there are just really peaceful.
In Bora Bora.
Yeah.
So what, so you said that the kind of the highlights of Bora Bora, clean.
Very clean.
A lot of marine life.
A ton of marine life.
And one of the most peaceful places you've ever been, along with the water, obviously the most beautiful water.
Yes. So it is just very clean. You don't really see. When you get to some Caribbean islands, you'll see some third world kind of stuff, you know? And when you're there...
They're less developed. They're,
right.
Smaller economies.
When you're there in Bora Bora, you don't see that. Everything is just so beautiful and pristine, and all of the resorts are, except for there's Intercontinental Le Moana, which is on the main island of Bora Bora, which is where the Mount Otamanu is, which that's a famous mountain that everybody's probably seen in pictures and stuff. But all the other resorts are on their own little private islands,
and I think that's really cool. So
right,
I have a hard time envisioning that. We're gonna have to find some pictures, maybe share on our Instagram and Facebook of I want to see a property on its own island.
Yeah.
How big are the islands around the property? Is it it's its own, right?
I'm not good with gauging size and stuff like that.
But are we talking literally you can see at the top of the resort, you can see 360 beaches? Is it that small?
Well, no, it's flat. So
very flat. Okay.
Yeah, it's just flat. But yeah, all you see is...
So you walk around the exterior of the property, all you see is beach around you. 360.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Or you see another island.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's really neat. But
you know where you're eating that night.
yeah, you're not going anywhere, which I'll touch on that in a minute. One thing to take away from that. But so overall it's just so clean and pristine there. The water, the closest in the Caribbean to the water is in the Exuma, Bahamas, is what I would say.
Yeah, because you said Exuma has the most beautiful water in the Caribbean. In my
opinion, yes.
Caribbean, yeah.
It's that place is amazing too. That's another podcast though.
But the closest, no filter needed.
Right. But the closest to that water is in Bora Bora is Exuma. So it's just every different shade of blue that you can imagine, and it's all depending on where the sun is and how bright the sun is, which is really cool. Because I have some pictures that I took at the Le Meridian the first morning, and the water, it almost looks like a pretty greenish tint. But then as the day went on, then it was the beautiful bright blue.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it changes based on the sun. And I've just never seen anything like that. It really is so beautiful.
We see the pictures, and then it's the pictures are unbelievable. Everyone sees that, and it does really look like one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it really lived up to the hype you're saying.
Oh, yeah, and I like either the Four Seasons, St. Regis, Intercontinental, the Lasso, or the Le Meridien, because all of those resorts face Mount Otomanu.
Yeah,
and so you just have like the beautiful water with the big mountain in the background. Yeah. It's awesome. Now, I also toured the Conrad Hotel, and that was a beautiful property as well. And at that one, the views from it, you almost felt like you were at like the end of the earth, because all you could see was just crystal clear blue ocean water.
Oh, wow.
It was amazing.
Which property had the best, in Bora Bora, which property had the best accommodations? Like accommodations and restaurants, things like that.
I would say probably the Four Seasons resort.
Okay.
That would be, I would say the Four Seasons.
I remember you mentioned on the last podcast that the Four Seasons had the most. Was that the one that had the most Americanized menu?
No,
or diverse menu.
No, they did have a lot of different things on their menus there, but no, that was at the Hilton in Maria.
Okay.
Yeah,
the Hilton in
island.
Maria. Gotcha.
Yeah,
that's right. Because, I mean, when you travel with family, you're going to want to know that stuff. You're going to know, like, hey, what? Because a lot of kids might not eat a lot of seafood. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that makes a lot of sense that you really want to know this stuff.
Right. Yeah.
That's why you got to call Paniac Travel before you book.
And
we'll
that is one thing. And I'm sure it would be different if I wasn't with like traveling with a group where we had set menus for everything. I couldn't like kind of pick what I wanted to eat. But
just roughing it out.
They had I don't eat seafood, so they had it was mostly seafood and then like exotic different kinds of things to eat. And so I was not the biggest fan of the food there, but that's just because I think part of that is because first off, I'm picky and I don't like seafood. And second off, I was with a group of people and they had set menus for us. So
you are super picky.
I know.
Like, thank God you met me, because there's so many things that you wouldn't even know about.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't even drink coffee.
Yeah.
You wouldn't drink coffee. You probably wouldn't eat much salad, which I showed you. I remember showing you Olive Garden salad, and you completely blew your mind.
Yeah.
Olive Garden salad's really good.
Yeah, I used to eat just pizza and cheeseburgers, but as you get older, you
not a healthy
diet.
You can't pull that off.
Yeah.
But see, I showed you. I mean, coffee. Come on.
Yeah.
What would you?
Okay, now back on to Bora Bora.
Yeah, no, but what would you do without your morning coffee?
I would be very grumpy.
You'd be a freaking grizzly bear.
Yeah.
So I got you hooked on it. Thank God.
Yep.
No, we are having our morning coffee right now, though. I don't know if cheers to our listeners out there, whether it's happy hour for you or if it's your morning coffee or it's your commute. Right. We're having our morning coffee.
Saturday morning. So
that's what we do.
But back on to the food Bora Bora. It was all amazing. Now, one thing too to mention that with the food, because you get asked this. I get asked this a lot. Is there all-inclusive there? No, there's not all-inclusive. But a lot of the resorts do have meal plan packages that you can add on. And I actually do kind of think it would be worth it.
So you think, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, just because, I mean, in all the restaurants, I mean, it's minimum for two people, $100 for dinner. So,
wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Because, I mean, it's one of those trips that if you go there, you got to expect it's not all inclusive, and then also you got to expect to pay a little bit more for your meals.
Right.
You said drinks were moderately priced. What about Bora Bora? Were drinks still moderately? Adult beverages?
I actually was surprised. The wine was not a bad price. Like I could get a glass of wine there for
like $5.
No, not there. that
was somewhere
Maria.
Else. Oh, Maria. Okay.
But $10 in Bora Bora, and that's French Bordeaux wine. And I mean, you'll pay more in Vegas than that. So
absolutely, Vegas.
Yeah, so I was actually pleasantly surprised by that. But the food is very expensive. But all the resorts have. I don't know how you say all the well-accomplished chefs, but like 5-star chefs.
And, I imagine it's a very if I'm a chef and say I'm a single chef coming up, I've got a lot of ribbons under my belt of successful things I've done and accomplishments. I would probably want to look at moving to Bora Bora and getting paid to work there. I mean, that'd be an unbelievable experience. So I bet they have incredible chefs there.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And I remember there was a chef at the St. Regis, and well, not really the chef, but just speaking as far as the restaurant and the food there, I can't remember the name of the restaurant there, but it's the one that's over water.
Yeah.
And they had like glass floors all in the restaurant. And so when you're sitting there eating, you could just look down, and they have a couple of sharks that like live at the property. They're kind of like gated off or fenced off in the water there. And so we just sat there and watched the sharks while we waited on our dinner. It was kind of cool.
Could you drop food over the?
No,
yeah,
no, you're inside. Well, and you're inside.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
So like, what would?
Well, I want to talk about real quick. Just speaking of the sharks, like the marine life, because that's the second biggest thing there. And when you go down to the Caribbean, you might see some fish if you go snorkeling and stuff like that, but it's so different there because every single day I saw stingrays. I saw the black tip sharks at night. I saw an eel one day, an octopus, and then, all sorts of different fish. It was just incredible. And that was every single day.
And it's surprisingly family friendly because that's an experience too for the kids. So I think like for a family that's never been, it sounds like from what you're telling me is you could go and mom and dad can have an incredible experience seeing everything and doing everything and probably still have a very, romantic experience because it's such a beautiful place and exotic. And then the kids, too, can go experience something that they've never done, and they'll probably remember for the rest of their lives. They had kid camps, right, where you can
they all had
babysitting and stuff?
Yeah, kids camps where you can go and drop the kids off, and, they do fun activities with them. And
that's huge for families. That is big time.
Another real quick thing on the marine life. So at the Intercontinental, the Lasso, every day around 2:30, stingrays come up on the beach. And
they're the kind of stingrays, kind of like they have in Grand Cayman, where they're conditioned.
The stingrays, right? Yeah. So now they're just conditioned, and
you fed them, right?
There's a guy, and there's a guy out there, and he feeds them, and they just swim all around you, and they're not quite like the ones in Grand Cayman where those ones will like rub up against your legs, but
they literally like come into your lap. It was crazy in Grand Cayman. That was crazy.
They don't do that, but they did let the guy. I mean, you could, and they let us touch them. And
they're very soft and almost like velvety to touch. Remember, they were very like it was very smooth. It
was very smooth.
That's a good way to describe it. It's just like very smooth and
but I got some cool videos of the stingrays coming up on the beach right there, and they have their long tails, but I mean that's just a common occurrence there. You see stingrays every day, sharks every day.
Yeah.
The marine life is just incredible, and when you're down in the Caribbean and you're just hanging out on the beach, you're not going to see a stingray. If you did, that's very rare.
Yeah, but if you see one in the Caribbean, those are not the conditioned ones. Except for
in Grand Cayman.
Yeah. But if you see one, at a Sandals or something, that's not one you want to try to pet.
Oh no, and like you don't see a bunch of just sharks coming up. So. So that was just incredible. So my 3 biggest takeaways from Bora Bora is just how clean it is and how peaceful it is there. Those are one together.
Yep.
And then the water, and then the marine life.
All right. The big question I think a lot of people are going to have. I know it's kind of hard to pinpoint a number, but let's just say you want to go for how long would you recommend we'll say a family of 4, how long would you recommend they stay? Mm-hmm. And then for that stay, ballpark with flights and everything and food and all in, food, drinks, what do you think someone should expect to pay?
Well,
break out the trip too.
I was going to say for 2 people, if you did a full week in Bora Bora, depending on how far out in advance you booked it.
That's really how long you need to go, right? If you're gonna...
I wouldn't go to French Polynesia for less than a week.
Yeah, because it's
too
travel
far.
time.
Yeah.
The travel time,
right.
Unless maybe you live in California, you don't have that
it might be a little
leg.
easier, but from the East Coast, it's really far. So, but for 2 people in Bora Bora, I would say roughly around $12,000.
Is that all in with food and drinks?
No, that's
just to get there.
Yeah, just to get there and your hotel accommodations, and then I would expect another couple thousand for food and drinks.
Yeah.
Now, one way to save on that number is doing a split stay. So staying somewhere like Moorea first for 3 nights, and then going over to Bora Bora for 4 nights, and then you should be able to save probably about $2,000 or so by doing that on like the accommodations. Yeah, so
that's right. And what time of year do you think is the best time of year to travel cost wise? Because we get asked that a lot. Like, well, when should I go to get a deal? It's like, well, it's kind of hard, But is it seasonal? Because I think the weather is probably
seasonal. Well, right now it's their rainy season, which that is one thing to note. I think their rainy season is a little different than some of the islands in the Caribbean's rainy season.
It's a different part of the world. Yeah,
in rainy season in like say St. Lucia, it's just an afternoon shower that pops up, and
it's hardly
like 20
anything.
minutes later it's gone.
Yeah.
It rained every single day we were there. Yeah. And I mean, then it would like stop and it would go away, but then it would come back. So
yeah,
this is the rainy season. I think October to I think February, they said it's the rainy season.
And it rained every day. And not just like a little shower, afternoon shower. It was like,
right.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a little
Noted.
different. Yeah.
Noted.
And I'm sure it's not like that every single day during the rainy
but
season.
But it has the potential.
It has the potential. Yeah. So, it's more cost effective to go, that time of year.
Yeah.
But then
would it hinder the experience any? I mean, are we talking raining for like an hour straight, or what are we talking here rain wise?
I mean,
sometimes an hour?
Yeah, sometimes it did.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think it would hinder you. You're in the, this beautiful place, but that's just one thing to,
if you're tight
consider.
on the budget, that's probably a better way to go.
Right.
Yeah.
And, but they say July, August, September is a really good time to go there too, because it's whale season. And so
that's what I'm talking about. That would be cool.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you can swim with the whales. There's actually an excursion.
Right.
One of our agents did it.
Yeah.
Brian,
I don't know.
He swam with the whales. That's nuts to me.
I don't know if I would get in the water with the whales, but
yeah, that's
he said
crazy.
It was really cool. Yeah, because they're just so huge. I'd be afraid it'd eat me or something.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be. I mean, literally the biggest animal in the world, right?
Yeah.
And I'd probably do it.
I don't know.
I'd probably have to see it first. Like, I'm a pretty adventurous dude. Like, I would have to see the whale and feel him out personality wise. Is he coming off as aggressive?
Are you a killer whale, or are you like a chill whale?
Are you friendly? Are you,
right.
Are you you wake up on the right side of the bed this morning? And if I'm getting good vibes, I'd probably jump in and do it. Yeah, and then I get it too, because Brian also said, Brian's one of our agents who's been to Tahiti. He's been a couple times.
No, he's just been once.
He said, the whales swim so fast. You don't realize how fast they move until you're trying to swim with them.
Yeah.
And then they just, and obviously they're huge, so they're probably moving a lot faster. They look slow.
Yeah, they look like they're just very slow, docile animals. But
when you're just sitting in there trying to paddle with them, I can imagine that thing would just disappear.
Yeah.
You know, but that would be, that is an experience of a lifetime if you swim with a whale.
Yeah, so that's if you want to do something like that and see the whales, if you've never seen whales, then that, July, August, September, that's a really good time to go. So.
I saw them in Alaska, and it was really cool. We got really close in a little boat. It was an excursion off of a cruise I did when I was like 16.
Well, remember we saw them in Cabo.
We saw them in Cabo.
Too, so.
Yeah, we did see them in Cabo.
Yeah.
That was from afar, but that was really special.
No, on the boat we saw them too.
Oh, that is right. Yeah, we did the excursion. We did a whale watching excursion, and it was a snorkeling and whale watching.
Yes.
Which was not at the same time. We did it separate, but that was really cool. And I thought it was even cooler when we were on our balcony, and I'm just sitting there. I think
at the hotel. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was emailing or something one morning, and all of a sudden I looked up, and then poof, here comes a huge
jumped out of the
spout.
water. Yep.
Yeah, and then it started jumping and showing off.
That was incredible. Yeah.
It's really cool to see a whale in person. That's kind of a bucket list thing to check off. Something something you need to do.
One other quick takeaway I want to say about Bora Bora, because I was surprised about this because I just didn't even really know what to expect. But everything at the resort shuts down very early. So
yeah, you said the Tahitian time thing was like by the sun. Like when the sun goes down, they're done. They're closing up.
They're done. And so I mean,
are the bars open?
The bars were closing at like 9:30. So that was a little different.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's a problem for me. I usually don't go past 11. Like I'm an early. I shut it down early for most people our age probably, but like we're probably early to bed, but 9:30 is a little early.
Yeah, I mean it was very quiet, so it's
part of the ambiance and the peaceful.
Right. Yeah. So, if you're very active and you want a lot of things going on and a lot of things to do, then Bora Bora might not be for you because it's mostly just a beach water kind of place. There's not a whole lot to do outside of just water activities.
I was going to say, yeah, it's a shut it down.
Yeah, it's a shut it down kind of place. So
Wi-Fi's not great. It's just, yeah.
Actually, it's better there than some of the other places. But
yeah, well, you went super remote that one day. What was that? What was the first?
The Tiki How. Yeah, that was very, very remote. The Wi-Fi was horrible. Yeah, but it's definitely just a shut it down kind of place. You're gonna relax the whole time. So, if that's not what kind of vacation you're looking for, then it might not be for you.
Yeah, so. and it's kind of a larger spend for a vacation. So if that is not your style, maybe don't do it right now. Maybe wait until you're ready to shut it down.
Until you're 70.
No, yeah,
I just want to shut it down and relax.
Hell,
I'm kidding.
Heck, I shut it down, and we're in our early 30s and we shut it down. So, no, I think that's excellent. That's great. If you guys would like any more information on Bora Bora, Moorea, or anything with Tahiti, literally Janet, our senior travel consultant and co-owner, just got back. Not that long ago. Just went in December. She can definitely set you guys up.
I got back, a month ago today, I think. Yep.
So you can email her at janet@penyaktravel.com or hit us up on Facebook or send us a message, DM us on Instagram, on the gram, at Penyak Travel. Now, before we wrap up, we got to do a trip of the week.
Yep.
That's a segment we started doing that, and then we kind of got away from it.
Yeah.
So what's the trip of the week? Either traveled or booked. What did you book, or who traveled? One of our clients that we're going to give a little highlight on.
Yeah. So I booked a cool anniversary trip for some clients, and they are going to go spend 5 nights in London, and then fly from London to Dublin, and then Ireland, and then drive like the southern coast of Ireland. So
that is awesome. Are they doing a specific tour, or are they freelance?
Self-drive.
That is awesome.
Ireland, you can totally do that. I don't think, unless you aren't adventurous and don't want to be on your own. Ireland, you can totally just rent a car and go. So
I'm the type of guy that would go to Ireland and come back and just crush Jameson. I'd be like, cultured and stuff.
Hey, let's go.
We do need to add that to our list. We do have a pretty booked travel schedule for 2019. Speaking of 2019,
so
we're going to Jamaica.
We're going to Jamaica in a couple
weeks.
2 weeks.
The Bahamas next month.
That's right. And then we're flying from the Bahamas to Turks and Caicos
on Bahamas Air.
Yep.
On a puddle jumper, which should be fun.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about that. Can't
Bahamas
lie.
Air is fine.
No, I know it's fine. I
just don't like the prop plane.
I don't like them either. Yeah. So we're doing that, and then in April we're going to the Dominican Republic, and then
that's right, for my birthday.
Yep. And
I drink champagne when I'm thirsty.
And then in October, we don't have it booked yet, but we will be going back to French. I will be going back, and then George will finally get to join me. But we're going to French Polynesia in Tahiti, Bora Bora, all that. So I haven't planned that yet, but that's kind of tentatively what's on our 2019 list. And then I'm sure there will be several other things added in there.
Oh,
and I hope maybe we can get over to Europe. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if we can squeeze all that in. That's
he just rolled his eyes at me.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean,
I know.
I
do it while you don't have kids.
Yeah. We gotta have time. We gotta figure that out too.
Okay, well, we're not getting into that on this podcast.
We don't gonna lay all that out here. Kids will come eventually. Anyways, well, that's really cool. Yeah, PAC 2019. We hope everybody had a safe and happy New Year. It's 2019. We had a huge 2018. I mean, it was nuts. That's the only way to describe it.
I hope you go to our Facebook page and look at our 2018 year in review video. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. We put a cool video together on all the things that we've done and our clients and our agents. And really, 2018 was our best year yet. And we can't thank you guys, just as our audience and our fans and people that book trips with us. I mean, you guys made it an incredibly special year for us. And we hope we made it a special year for you with whatever we booked or wherever you went on your trip. And 2019 is going to be even bigger.
Yes.
I mean, we're gonna take this company to Mars. I mean, it's a special thing, and I think we got a special thing going here. And we really do have a nice family. The Penyak Travel family is a fun family to be a part of.
It is, yes.
So anyways, we love you guys. We're gonna wrap it up.
Thanks for listening.
And we'll see you next time.